I've done multitude of episodes talking about drivers. I'm going to continue to do so. Drivers are essential, obviously. But a lot of drivers that we run into are concierge drivers. They learn how to treat clients based off of comfort, not
security.
Not with the security mindset. So we need to find a driving course.
VDI.
No, that teaches you tactical driving.
VDI.
But I'm referring to just the mindset of EP in the driver's seat.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like a lot of guys.
We can make that happen.
A lot of guys don't actually sit there and do driving.
Right.
Yeah.
I do it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I used to. My schedule's a little different now. But if I have a downtime, I call a buddy or two who has a car. So they're like, yo, let me know if you need someone to drive. I used to drive to Atlanta, Tallahassee, sitting in the Sprinter and the artist in the body car. And they'd be like, oh, yeah, but I'm a driver today, brother. I'm not doing none of this. But I'd have it set up with the mindset, okay, well, if I'm inside, I need the car to be right here.
Yep.
When they get out, the door needs to be on this side, plus the route is this way,
100%.
but that's blocked off. So I need to make it, that's what I'm referring to. Taking the time to say, you know what, I would love doing this, but I can also make money doing this. I feel like drivers make more money than anybody else.
I mean, that's a niche that doesn't go away. You know what I mean? Like, you're always going to have work, especially here in Miami.
AI is not going to kill that, huh?
No. You know the deal. Any given Saturday night on South Beach, you could be from one light to the next, nothing but black SUVs.
What happens when self-driving cars, our clients want to start ordering those?
They can order it for themselves. But when
they want us to ride in the car with us?
No, when
ride
you,
in the car, like
when you want me to protect you, that car is not going to tell itself, "Hey, they're shooting."
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It'll get tipped
but that's
over
something
like
that
one
we
of
would
those.
probably have to tell the client because they're going to think, oh, I could save money, because they don't think in a security mindset.
You know what? If that client is that foolish,
well, they think in terms of saving money in AI. They don't think about security.
I would hope they at least have a staff.
In the tech sector, you never know. Some of the guys that we've worked with, I wouldn't put it past them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we drove behind one in California, and the one in front was malfunctioning, and we couldn't get around it because it didn't know whether it wanted to turn right or keep going straight.
You see, I would hate that, but that'd be a perfect reason to shoot up the car.
Yeah, but as far as drivers are concerned, I would say the same thing as the protection community as a whole. If that's something you want to do, lean into training and education. Go to VDI. The best driving school in the country, you know what I mean? They train people all over the place. See if you can get into an open enrollment VTAC course, EVOT course, emergency vehicle operation course. We might be able to get something like that because drivers have to be security minded, understand the mission plan, and not just be like, well, I'm just a driver. Mm-hmm. We would do after action reviews after big exercises in the military, and the younger guys are your drivers and stuff like that. They'd be like, well, what'd you think about the last operation? I don't know, I'm just a driver, right?
Yeah.
And you'll get the same thing in EP where it's like, hey bro, okay, this is what we're gonna do, and they're just chilling. It's like, no, you need to be integrated into the plan. Here's our direction to travel. Use whatever route you already have, but here is your secondary and tertiary, and clear communication. Hey, brother, you did a great job. The client's impressed. Do me a favor. We're going to go in the next 5 minutes. I'm going to need this thing turned around. And, you know me, we use our government shit, so strong side pickup, right? Meaning when that door to the building opens, the door to the truck opens to make it as seamless as possible. And if you could facilitate that for me, I'd appreciate it. You know what I mean?
And it covers
they get
covers
hyped
you.
up. And they get hyped up to be part of the security team. Oh, I'm doing something. You know what I mean?
I think it's important if you're going to be in EP that you are well-rounded. Because when I started to switch from nightclub security to EP, I asked Mike, I took a year off. I traveled all over to take courses. I took rum clearing courses with Tim Kennedy. I went all the way out to California to do classes with Solutions Group International,
Yep.
and they did they did a really good course that they combined with VDI on their course. So like we did, checking the cars, we did how you put your clients into the car, how you move with your clients, and then we did all of the moving and dynamic driving on the course. But they covered the security aspect, and then it's so close.
Don't be scared. Your feet gonna dangle.
They do. That's why I got it propped up here. So what I really took from that course was the way to speed drive, but still keep your client happy. So they told me, imagine your client sitting in the back seat with her cup of tea. And she says, I'm late. So now you need to get her there without her spilling her tea on you. Like that right there is important for your EP because you need to know how to take care of your client. Oh, well, I'm not a driver. Okay. So what if your driver gets down to use the restroom inside the restaurant and something falls on his head and now you're down a driver? So nobody else knows how to drive. Nobody else knows the route. Nobody else knows what's going on. You can't drive because you're stuck in that one role. Because it happens, right? Things happen to people. Then you're down a person.
The sad part is, like, as far-fetched as she just made that scenario.
No, it's
that
not
was real.
far-fetched at
That
all.
really happened.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I've seen, like, I promise you.
It's not far-fetched.
I wish you could play back my face when she was saying, I was looking up in her head, I was like, that is so realistic. But I know to somebody who's not in what we do, they're going to be like, oh, man, that sounds crazy. I'm like, no, motherfucker, that was Tuesday.
I look at
it was
driving.
last
Driving as a skill, right? And you've came out and observed our training and stuff. I look at that as another hard skill, just like shooting, just like knowing stop the bleed, applying a tourniquet. If you're an EP agent, do you know how to threshold brake? Do you know how to do a J-turn? I do a mean J-turn.
Driver down.
Right, driver down drills. If, let's say, someone shoots up your artist's car, how are you going to get that driver or whoever's in that seat
out of the
if you're
seat
moving?
and then keep it going.
Right.
Just ride on the middle part.
So driving is one of those skills, and I like to correlate it with shooting and throwing a punch, right? Everyone thinks they know how to do it until they've been taught. So it's another skill that should be explored just to round out your toolbox. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like I said, there's plenty of, all it takes is 5 minutes on Google for, security driving. Most of them aren't cheap. I'll say that.
No, they're not cheap.
at all.
But it's a
But
good
it's worth
investment
it. It's a
because
good
it'll get you on
investment.
a detail faster than
100%.
being a bodyguard.
And it was a really fun course. Like, but for me, it was really important too because I was driving this SUV and the dude's your size and he's going fucking 60 miles an hour and then all of a sudden just goes like this. So my little self has to jump out of my seat, jump onto the middle part, stick my foot all the way down there while moving him, and then stop the vehicle, then put that shit in reverse, looking out the back, driving him while he's still there. So like if this were to actually happen, somebody else would have been like, oh, I can't do that. I'm not capable of it. I've actually drilled it. I've actually done it. I've actually encountered situations in real life that I'm like, oh, it clicks. I'm like, okay, I need to move the car or I need to do something like this. Like unless you've practice something that's in the realm, you won't know what to do when the actual situation happens or when something similar enough happens. Because you can say, oh, I didn't have to move the big fat guy to drive, but, I had to move like this. I had to do something like this. So unless you practice it, you don't have anything to pick from.
Now, thank God she is small. Because
y'all would not have done that.
Man, listen.
Hop up on that middle part.
Just push
stick
me
your
out the
foot
car.
down there.
Push me out the car, bro. Don't get in my lap. I don't want to feel your inner thigh touch my inner thigh.
Yeah.
I understand I may die, but I don't want this to be the last
I
visit.
saw dudes do it though, so I know it's possible.
I'm sure.
I don't think they were as tall as you though.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? Like
driver down drill, kick over that driver's legs out of the way. So step over the console if you can. You're not touching the driver. You're putting
you
your
put
leg
your
over.
foot-
don't politically correct me, Mike.
He's
Don't
right though.
tactically
I was
correct
gonna
me.
do
What
it.
you can do too is that if you have more people in the Vic, you can have someone in the back seat, drop it, and pull them right
Mike,
out.
why are you giving all the training away, Mike?
That's what I do, man. What'd you call me for?
Yeah, this
You know what I'm
is supposed.
saying?
You said help.
It's like, this is me.
I didn't call. My assistant did.
Oh,
She didn't
it's
ask.
assistant
No.
again. My assistant called about this too.
Yeah, all in one. Damn.
It's like a juice.
It's almost like AI.
It is. I'm pretty
Almost
sure
like
it's
AI.
AI.